Bo
man.
Jackson,
So
man.
what's going on?
Good to see you. Thanks for a couple minutes.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah, doing great. Haven't seen you in a few years, but once a Raider, always a Raider, man.
Man, I'm around, but I stay in the shadows.
Well, you always did.
But I'm that guy that's in the shadows that you don't know nothing about, but you don't want to come back there.
Yeah, I remember when we started winning, I was at a press conference, and Bo was sitting in the back. And I didn't know he was there. All the media is asking questions, and all of a sudden this guy starts asking a question from the back. I said, holy shit, that's Bo Jackson, man. What's going on with this Bo Knows Men's Health? I want to talk about it real quick. Yeah, have a seat in here with me.
We're going to talk about all the things that we as men don't talk about because we, with the way we think, we don't want nobody to think that we're not the alpha dog, that we're not strong. We don't want anybody to know that we're weak. So all of our health issues, we keep to ourselves. When I can guarantee you this, when the last time you was with all your buddies and y'all sit up and man, you know I went and got a colonoscopy the other day, or I'm having prostate issues. Mm-hmm. Now, we'll casually say, joking, shit, I have to get up two, 3 times to go take a leak at night. So, and that's it. That's all they will say. Then we'll laugh about it and go on. But we don't sit and talk about. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about those issues in detail.
So who are your guests, Bo? Who do you have on your podcast to talk about these things?
All of the professionals. Mm-hmm. My cardio. I put it to you like this. In 1 week, I call my cardiologist, my gastroenterologist, my colonoscopy guy. I call my orthopedic guy. Mm-hmm. Everybody said, yes, I would love to do that.
So you're really giving a lot of great information and encouraging people to look after their health.
I know a few things, but I don't know what the professionals know. Mm-hmm. Period. So I want them, yes, it's my job to bring attention to this and have the professionals there with me to help explain why you should get a PSA test done, how to combine your PSA score and your Gleason score, and if you're in the high 6s or 7 or above, mm-hmm. you got to get something done about your prostate.
Where do we tell people to go? Where do they find this?
They can go to all my websites.
Okay.
I don't know them all, but you can go to Bo Knows Health, BoKnowsMen'sHealth.com, and I'm on TikTok. Where else am I, Liz? Please tell me. Instagram, because I'm not a social media guy.
And Twitter as well.
Well, you just met me again, man.
Like
We're going to help you out on that, Bo.
Like I said, my thing that I want to do is I want to bring awareness to this because women can go on TV, on the Today Show, all these women shows, and they'll sit up and talk about breast cancer, hysterectomies, leakage, all this stuff, and they laugh about it. We sit up like knots on a fucking log and keep it all because I don't want my guys to know that I'm weak. I don't want the guys to know that I'm going through this because they'll think less of me as a man. Mm-hmm. That's not true. And guys won't go get the prostate check because the number one thing, if your doctor came to you and said, let's ask 10 men, your PSA level is 7.5 combined with your Gleason score, means there's a 90% chance that you got some cancer cells on your prostate. Tell me what you're going to. First thing we think about is, oh, my sex life is ruined. First thing men are going to, because that's how our little minds think.
You're doing a lot of great stuff, man.
And to make men aware that, hey, because when my doctor said, hey, you got 2 spots on your prostate, tell me what you want to do. I didn't think twice. Take it out. And they said, why would you take your prostate out? I said, because number one, I just buried a brother-in-law less than 2 weeks ago who found out he had prostate cancer 7 years ago. He decided to get radiation, which it calmed it down for 4 or 5 years, but it came back in the form of bone cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer, and brain cancer. And he's gone. Cancer is like Mother Nature. It's undefeated. It's undefeated. Those two things are undefeated. And you can fight it and you can hold off, but eventually it's going to get you. Best way to do it is get it cut out.
Bo knows men's health. Everybody, let's check it out. Let's get on top of our health.
Well,
Nobody knows more than you about men's health, man.
I know a little, but the little that I do know, my job is to get the public's attention. And I'm gonna have the professionals sitting beside me to answer any questions. Because most men say, man, I don't want to go to the doctor because I'm afraid of what I'm gonna find out. Why should you be afraid when if you find out soon enough, you can do something about it?
Well, you're really putting your heart and soul into this mission, aren't you?
Well, but I think it's my job. I always say, and I say this in total honesty and upfront, I don't think God put me on this earth just to be a good football player, good baseball player. He put me here for something bigger than that. And I think this is part of that reason for me being here.
Love you, man. That's a great cause.
You,
it's great to see you.
I
just got to ask you one thing. My dad was the personnel director of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1986. I got to ask you this from my dad. You had that terrible experience coming out there with Culverhouse and the plane. You got ruled ineligible. You say, I ain't playing for you guys. I'm going to go play baseball. And you went and played for the Memphis Chicks. We came down to Orlando just to recruit you to come and play for Tampa. And you were getting off that bus with the Memphis Chicks with a bunch of kids going from town to town to town. And you started off, I think, 0 for 28 in the minor leagues. Why didn't you just say, hell with it, I'm going to go play football? What made you keep going, believing in yourself when you're like 0 for 29 on these buses in these little towns? What made you do that?
I'm not the type of guy that gives up. And I know what I can do. You just got to give me time to do it. So, and like I said, I just told the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I said, you screwed me out of my senior year in baseball in college. I'm going to screw you out of first round draft pick. I said, I can't stop you from drafting me.
That's awesome, man. And then he's leading off the Major League All-Star game a couple years later. You talk about the ultimate Heisman pose, man. That was awesome. Well, last thing, the Raiders. I was head coach there for 6 years, and you used to come around there. You. Yeah, you would come to practices once in a while and around the meetings and all that stuff. But when you went to the Raiders, they had another Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Allen. And I always
believed, had two more on the team.
I always believed as a coach we need two backs. Ricky Waters, Charlie Garner, Tyrone Wheatley, Napoleon Kaufman. I liked having two. But what was that like going out there? Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson, that's pretty freaking good, man.
Well, but the thing about it, it confused the hell out of the defense because we both were threats. And Marcus knew his role. I knew my role. And we worked together and we were a headache for the defense.
Yeah.
We were headaches for the defense. And the thing with that is that we complemented each other. Because when Marcus was in the game by himself, they just worried about Marcus. But when you got both of us in the game, and I say this, the reason football in this day and age, and I'm going to say this right up front, I think Seattle's going to win the Super Bowl. Period. They are a more balanced team, offense and defense. They got a good running game, which opens the passing game up. And the people don't. You just can't put a quarterback out there and expect him to connect with the receivers at every play. If you don't got that running game to balance it off, because number one, but the linebackers, they are concentrating now on getting to the quarterback. You got your running backs there that takes their mind off the quarterback. It opens up
Speaking
the
of
passing game.
I agree 100%, especially if you're faking the ball to Bo Jackson or Marcus Allen. The linebackers are going to step up, man. But I got to ask you about the young Jackson that's playing wide receiver for the Raiders right now, Shedrick Jackson. Hey, I saw
Cedric Jackson.
I saw him catch a touchdown pass the other day, and I just want to hear your reaction to that and how he's doing.
Cedric is my great nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Love him. He's quiet. I'm trying to get him to be more tough.
Send him down to Tampa with me, will you?
Hey, I'm quite sure that he wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to play. He's quiet. I saw him a couple of months ago at my daughter's wedding. Didn't know that he was going to be there, and there he is. He's there for his cousin's wedding, and he has a talent. He has a talent. I think somebody just needs to give him a chance.
You know those commercials you used to do? Bo knows golf, Bo knows all this. Those are my favorite commercials, man. I got to ask this question. Your favorite sports feat? I mean, we used to try to break bats over our heads and our legs. What's your favorite, like when you lay around in your bed and you think about your accomplishments, what's your favorite sports feat?
You may not believe this, but it's July 21st, 1990. Royals playing against the Milwaukee Brewers. I purposely got kicked out of the game in the first inning.
Really?
First at bat. I think I was batting fourth or fifth. I purposely got kicked out of the game. I purposely took a strike 3 right down the pipe. And I turned around and cussed the umpire out. You blind MF, you need some effing glasses.
What?
And he looks at me and goes, because it was a strike. And I said, you need glasses. And he turned and looked at me and went, you're out of here. I said, thank you. Went to the locker room, didn't shower, took off my uniform, put on my clothes, went down on the plaza because I was playing in Kansas City. Went to the plaza to the hospital. That morning at 6 a.m., my baby daughter was born. So I got kicked out of the game to go spend the day with my wife and daughter.
Come on.
Stopped at Popeye's Chicken.
You know what?
Got two pieces. Went to the hospital.
That's your favorite?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite sports.
Unbelievable, man.
And that daughter just got married this November, and I'm still paying for it. Expensive.
That's great, man.
So that's what I'm about now. But I pay attention to sports. I don't watch it that much because that's our job. Mm-hmm. I'm quite sure there's times when you say, I don't want to watch a football game. I don't want to go do this. And that's how I am. So my wife, she watches it religiously. So I go and sit in the room I get my iPad. Now I'm listening to the game, but I'm watching my iPad on some hunting or fishing or something like that. And I tell her what's going to happen the next play. And she's like, how did you know they were going to do that? I played a little bit. I know what they're going to do. And so forth and so on. So that's my knowledge on today's football.
I got to coach Cadillac Williams when I was coaching the Bucks. Auburn Tiger. Ronnie Brown.
Yes.
Bo Jackson.
Hard running.
You played for Pat Dye.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn's got a new coach. Are you still involved with Auburn? What's your take on the Auburn Tigers or War Eagles?
But I talked to him. I talked to the new coach a couple of weeks ago. And I will probably see him the first of next week because I'm in Auburn for some things. Me and my wife decided to go down and spend some time at our house. So I know that I'll see him next week and talk to him. Spoken with him on the phone, but I'll meet him next week and talk to him.
It's great.
And just gonna tell him, I'm gonna say, do you know what Auburn is famous for? Turning out thoroughbreds. You want to win in this league? You better go find you some thoroughbreds. It balances out everything else on your team. Balance out your passing game. Balance out your defense. Mm-hmm. You can keep if you can keep your defense off the field, you keep them rested.
Can you imagine how much NIL money you would make if you were playing at Auburn today?
I would have to take a paycheck. I would have to take a pay cut to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
I'd have to take a pay cut.
How's the body feel? How are you feeling?
Body, that's why I'm doing this men's health.
Mm-hmm.
I had my prostate taken out 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it taken out so I can raise my grandkids. I don't want to try to treat this because, like I said, Mother Nature and cancer is undefeated. Get it taken out. I don't want to continue to look over my shoulder. I don't want to continue looking over my shoulder. That, I go get my cardiologist, sit down with him, my colonoscopy, gastroenterologist, my orthopedic surgeon. Mm-hmm. I got an artificial hip and shoulder. And as we get older, you can wake up in the morning and get out of bed and like, damn, what did I do yesterday? The reason I'm so sore.
Yeah.
You limp to the bathroom, can't put your shoes on, so you get the slip-ons, get tired in the middle of the day. We aren't young anymore. So we got to do something to stay on top of that.
Bo knows men's health. We're going to really promote that, and we're going to use that. I'm going to try to take after Bo Jackson, man.
Well, but the thing that you got to do, I say this, get to know all your doctors. I got all my doctors in my phone. And I don't have their assistants' numbers. I have their cell phone numbers.
Good for you.
Call them, do what I have to do, go in and get checked up. Because like I said, I want to be around to see my grandkids play baseball, no football.
Hey, when you look back on it, Bo, do you ever wish I had just focused on one? Because you could have been a Hall of Fame NFL running back, man.
I never got in the sport for that. Mm-hmm. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to for Bo Jackson. I look at my hip injury.
Yeah, but you were the best running back. I mean, my dad, all he did was coach running backs for 100 years. Mm-hmm. I've been in football my whole life. Mm-hmm. You were the best fucking player I've ever seen. I mean, you could have been the best ever. Jim Brown, name them all. You were going to be the best.
Well, the thing with that, a lot of people say that. I say this. God put us on this earth for a reason. Mine wasn't to be the best running back on the planet. And I'm cool with that. My injury that day, January 13th, 1990, if I'm not mistaken, was when I got injured. God put a speed bump. God put a speed bump in my road of life. And it was up to me to slow my life down, get over that speed bump, and move on down the road. That's why I'm here, because I've gotten over that speed bump and moved on.
I remember I worked for Al Davis. I said, tell me about Bo Jackson. He leaned over. He said, what do you want to know? You know, he was what was your, just real quick, what was your recollection? Because you saw something in Al Davis like I did. You saw something in the silver and black like I did. There's a reason why you went there.
Al Davis, at the time, after the Tampa debacle and everything, because if they hadn't screwed me over, I probably would have gone to Tampa. But after that, I said there's only 3 teams that I'll play for. Dallas, 49ers, or the Raiders. And Gil Brandt, who was the general manager at the time, Bo, you come to Dallas, I'll give you the damn stadium.
Yeah.
I'll give you the stadium. And so forth and so on. But it worked out. Mr. Davis talked to a lot of people, talked to my coaches, and he drafted me in the supplementary draft. And I could say this, he was the best employer that I worked with.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. He loved his players, man.
And the last football game I went to that I've attended, pro football game, was a preseason game. They came to the Bears, and he was in a wheelchair. And I went there just to see him, talk to his wife. And up until a couple of years ago, the way I would get Mark on the phone, because I text Mark's busy.
Yeah.
Mark's running stuff. And I would text Mark, and he wouldn't text me back. Guess what I do? I call Mom.
No way. Yeah, that's great.
But I call Mom. I called Miss Davis. I said, Mom, this is Bo. She talked to me, and we sat up and talked. I said, will you get in touch with Mark? Tell him that I'm trying to get in touch with him. And he'll be in a meeting, and she'll call him. And when Mom calls, you stop whatever the hell you. Yes, Mom. What's wrong? Why haven't you called Bo back?
Yeah.
So when I do get, he said, Bo, please stop calling mom.
Yeah.
Because she calling me, getting on me because she thinks I'm not giving you a call back.
I just, yeah.
And so forth and so on. But I miss that guy.
Yeah.
I miss that guy because he was the one that said, I think this is my second year. His assistant come down to the locker room, say, well, Mr. Davis would like to see you. And Howie and Bill Pacquiao said, oh shit, what did you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I don't know what he wants. And nobody goes up the stairs. It was in El Segundo. Nobody ever went upstairs.
Unless you're getting yelled at.
And I go upstairs. But I'm thinking, what did I do? I'll go up and sit down and talk to him. He called me Vince. And I wouldn't answer him unless he calls me Bo. But this day, he called me Vincent. I said, yes, sir. Because I thought I was about to get fired. And he calls me in his office. And he says, Bo, he said, are you happy here? I said, yes, sir. He said, do you like L.A.? I said, yes, sir. Now, granted, about 4 or 5 days before that, we had an earthquake that registered about 3.5, almost 4 on the Richter scale. Middle of the night, condo was shaking. We had a newborn baby scared the bejesus out of him. And he said, Bo, I want you to live on the West Coast. You and your wife go pick a house anywhere and let me know where it is. Period. I said, Mr. Davis, I would love to do that, but I have to turn that down. And he said, why? I said, the ground shakes out here. I don't know nothing. The ground shakes out here. Little did I know if I had to let him get that house for us, hell, I probably could have sold that house today for 25, 30 million.
Yeah. You're unbelievable,
But
man.
that's the type of guy he was. Everybody saw him as this outspoken, weird guy that stood off in the back and like a mafia type guy. He wasn't. He was the nicest owner ever played with. And it's funny that he's the owner of the Raiders, the owner of the White Sox I played with. They both went to the same high school in New York.
I'll be down.
They both went to the same high school in New York. And they're some nice men.
I love you, Bo.
Thank you, brother.
It's great to see you again, man.
Thank you.
We'll be tuning in to Bo Knows Men's Health, and it's just great seeing you. Every time I look at you, that damn Bo Jackson, man, number 34. That home run you hit off of Jeff Ballard, that was one-handed, man.
Well, I called timeout, but the ump didn't give me timeout. So I had my hand up, and he was getting ready to come to play. The ump didn't give me timeout. So, yeah.
Then that catch you made where you called up the wall? The fuck was that, man? Did you plan that out or what?
No, because I didn't want to run into the wall because I probably separated my shoulder because I was running at an angle. Now, if I was running straight at the wall, I could hit it and bounce off. But I was running at an angle. If I had to hit the wall, I could have separated my shoulder.
There's a lot of young athletes out there that want to be great, that are working out hard. And I had never seen a body like the body you had. I mean, you had like a waist, like you were like 24-inch waist.
I wish I had that damn.
Did you work out like every day, every minute, or was a lot of that naturally God-given, or did you work on something?
See, when I say this, people think I'm full of crap. But we had policies where you go to the weight room at least 2 times a week, college and pro. I would go to the weight room. Let the strength coach see me. I wave and leave out. I never lifted weights. I never did anything. I just ran.
No shit, really?
I just ran. Yeah. And my running was at practice and during the game. Period. Never lifted weights.
You're the best, man. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
There's fans out there, I know they're dying to see you. It's just great to have you at these big events so you can share some of your life with them, man.
Well, the thing that I want to share is to let men know you don't have to keep this balled up inside of you. You don't have, because you can talk to somebody. Talk to your doctor. I'm thinking about forming a group to where we could travel around the country to do fireside chats, strictly for men, young and old, for this simple reason. Everybody don't have the insurance that you and I have, medical insurance. Everybody don't have the bank account that you and I have. So they can't go get those tests done. What I want to do is have seminars set up around the country where, let's say we come to your town, sit up at an auditorium. And to come to that auditorium, it'll cost you at least $5. 10 minimum, you pay $5 or $10. And that money goes into a fund to help guys who don't have the finances to go get that PSA test done.
That's awesome.
To go get a colonoscopy check, and so forth and so on. The guys that don't have insurance. It's my way of giving back. I call that putting a little sunshine in somebody's cloud.
When you get back to Tampa, you look me up, man. You always wanted Tampa, man. You get your ass down to Tampa, and we'll talk about Bo Knows Men. So we'll help some people in Tampa.
But I always come through Tampa.
Well, you're going to come see Gruden the next time.
Well, I got to find you.
Yeah.
All right.
We love you,
That's
Bo.
a deal. Thank you, brother.
Guys. I know you got a busy schedule.
Thank you. I appreciate it.